It's an endorsement that could wind up costing John McCain as many votes, if not more, as it wins. So what did a leading television evangelist say that has some Catholics and a lot of other people calling on McCain to repudiate him? CNN's Brian Todd is following the story for us. Brian, explain this controversy, what it's all about.
Well, Wolf, some Catholic leaders are furious that John McCain has accepted the endorsement of televangelist John Hagee, who they say has a long history of vicious attacks on their church. On the surface, it seemed like a much-needed conservative endorsement for John McCain.
John McCain will be a strong, courageous, and effective leader from the first day he steps into the Oval Office.
Pastor John Hagee, a popular televangelist from San Antonio with a 19,000-member church and a TV ministry seen around the world, throws his support to the presumptive Republican nominee, who responds unequivocally.
I'm very honored by Pastor John Hagee's endorsement today.
Since that Wednesday event, one key part of McCain's potential voting base has turned on him. Catholic leaders calling on McCain to repudiate Hagee.
This thing is out of bounds, and this is why McCain has to look at this. It's the totality of what the man stands for. He's been bashing Catholicism for decades and making a mountain of money over it.
In a letter calling on McCain to reject the endorsement and distance himself from Hagee, Catholics United, an online group that advocates strict adherence to Catholic teachings, says you were probably unaware of Pastor Hagee's long-standing derision of the Catholic Church. Here's what they're talking about. In his book, Jerusalem Countdown, updated last year, Hagee writes that the Roman Catholic Church plunged the world into the Dark Ages, and Adolf Hitler attended a Catholic school as a child and heard all the fiery anti-Semitic rantings from Chrysostom to Martin Luther. We tried repeatedly to reach Pastor Hagee to get his response to the criticism from Catholic leaders. His aide said he was traveling and not available. McCain had this to say.
When he endorses me, it does not mean that I embrace everything that he stands for and believes in.
McCain's campaign also issued a statement saying he hopes Catholics and all people of faith share his vision for defending innocent life and traditional marriage. But McCain's campaign didn't respond when we asked if he knew about Hagee's writings before accepting the endorsement. Analysts say that may not move the ball far enough with Catholic voters in key states like Pennsylvania and Ohio.
So if John McCain is saying or accepting an endorsement that is offensive to Catholics and doesn't repudiate it, he risks alienating a crucial swing group.
This comes just after McCain did repudiate talk show host Bill Cunningham for an incendiary speech against Barack Obama, and after Obama rejected this endorsement from Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan.
Who can lift America?
Do the candidates bear the ultimate responsibility for the brimstone of their endorsers?
The candidate bears a lot of responsibility for what goes on at his own rallies. If someone comes out of the blue and endorses you, and it turns out in their background they have said something which is offensive or insulting, you continue to have some responsibility. It's less, but you do need to disassociate yourself.
But John McCain getting some key backup in this story. Republican Senator Sam Brownback, who is Catholic, issued a statement a short time ago. Brownback said McCain would never condone anti-Catholicism or even the slightest whiff of it. Still, there is considerable pressure for McCain to move further away from John Hagee than he has so far. The leader of the Catholic League says they are going to be relentless in calling attention to this. Wolf.
Brian, thank you. Let's get some more on this endorsement, the controversy surrounding it. For that, we're joined by our senior analyst, Jeff Toobin. He's in New York, along with Jack Cafferty and our senior political analyst, Gloria Borger. She's here in Washington. They are all part of the best political team on television. What do you make of this, Jack?
The word that comes to mind is sloppy. This is not going to be helpful. It's the second time in a week that McCain's got himself embroiled in some controversial endorsement. First that moron talk show host in Cincinnati, and now this guy who apparently has the Catholics fired up over some of the things he's written. You got to have people, I would think, who do a little vetting on these endorsements before you let your guy stand up on the stage with someone who is going to, pardon my French, piss off the Catholic Church. That's just sloppy.
Gloria?
Well, to quote Barack Obama, reject or denounce. I think this is a difficult problem for McCain if his staff can't figure out whether he should be on stage with somebody. And you cannot vet the credentials of everybody who wants to endorse you, nor should you, but you have to understand the proper way to distance yourself. You're not going to see Barack Obama on stage with Louis Farrakhan anytime ever. And John McCain's staff probably thinks now that he shouldn't have been there either.
I got an email just a little while ago, Jeff, from a Catholic friend of mine who says that McCain just lost the election. He thinks the Catholics are going to be outraged by this, and there are a lot of votes out there. I don't know how you feel about this.